Peace, peace, peace. What's good? What's good? I want to gently remind you to not question things that happen in your life. Don't question why they happened. Don't question for what reason they happened. Don't question what could have been different. Because there's always a why. There's always a reason why things happen as they do. And the more we try to figure out why things happened, for what reason they happened, the more we push away exactly us receiving that clarity. When we're continuously looking for why did this happen? For what reason did this come to be? Or whatever questions want to come into our head to resist what just occurred in our lives for us. We're pushing away those very answers that we're asking. When we release and we come from a place of knowing that it happened for a reason, knowing that there is a why as to why it happened, if not, it wouldn't have happened, then before you even realize, you receive that moment of truth, that aha moment where it's like, yes, that's why that happens. Yes, that's why that happened. And this is the reason why it happened. This is why it happened the way it did. And you'll realize then that had it happened even just a small tad bit different, it wouldn't have created the outcome that you have now received. And when we are coming from a place of peace and true knowingness and alignment that everything is happening for us for a reason, that's why it's able to even happen and occur. It really just, it feels, it's weird to say it feels good, because you know that things are shifting in your favor. For example, every single time something happens, and every single time, maybe it takes me a few moments, a few nudges within myself, a few nudges within to realize that, like, okay, yeah, this all happened for a reason. Something's going on that I'm just not understanding right now, or I'm not seeing right now, but I always come back to the knowingness that, okay, this happened for me. Something's going on here, and I'll understand it. I'll understand it and overstand it at some point in time when it's meant. It makes you feel good to live in that energy and to come from that truth. It helps you continue walking forward as you're walking through this journey, as opposed to having to drag your feet like, come on, let's go, this is all happening for us. Because your mind could be saying, like, no, why did this happen? For what reason? Why me? This is horrible. This is nonsense. I don't know. That's me acting because maybe at some point, I mean, not maybe, I could say that, yeah, I'm sure at some point that was me. I would be like, well, why did this happen to me? Why did I have to meet this person that broke my heart? did I have to fall in love? And I say fall because I've fallen hard on my face. On my face and on my But now I'm at such peace with everything that's occurred in my life that I feel like, wow, I can see exactly why this situation, this scenario, this person was placed in my life, because they were here. It was here to teach me so much about this life and what we exist with and in, and it's guided me into a deeper knowing of myself. It's all taught me to love myself better, to love myself more, to love myself more deeply. And because of that love, I'm able to look at anything and just feel this love for everything. And I'm not being cliche. I'm really not being cliche at all when I say that. And I was thinking too how many people are living lives that is just very chaotic. Chaotic in the sense that it's so fast. You're on a schedule, running from here, running from there, thinking about so many different things that have to be done, thinking about so many tasks that you have to complete, just doing things because you have to do it and not ever because you want to do it. Living lives that don't bring peace and true fulfillment, where it's like, I'm living my life as I know I'm meant to live it. Breathing, truly breathing, because in that chaotic life, we forget to breathe. We forget this connection that we have with ourselves, because that's the program of that life. That's the program. It's to keep us disconnected from ourselves, from our true nature of who we are and what we are, and all this existence that lives through us and around us, that is us. And I say all this because I know I lived a chaotic life a long time. For a long time, and I felt so disconnected from myself. And I know that I was so not present with others when I had them in my presence, because I had so much stress in my mind. I had so much things I hadn't let go of in my heart. I thought that I needed to chase something outside of me. I thought that I had to have so much money, a certain amount of money in my bank account to have value to me. I felt like other people had to love me in order for me to know that I am worthy of love. I thought that I had to do more to feel more significant in this world. I thought that I had to do all of these things and abide by all of these things that society claims that you need to abide by. Energetically, they claim it. When all I needed and all we ever need to do is simply be. Live in your truth. What do you want? Not because someone else wants it. Not because you know that someone else will like it. Not because someone else has liked it and now you like it too, or want it to. Not because someone said so. Not because society is, for the majority of society, that's what they want. No. not because of anything else other than because that's what you want. That's what makes you happy. That's what would fulfill you. I know that for so much of the population, people do things because of something outside of them. Because if it really were true that most of society or most of the collective or most of the world did for them because of no other reason other than for themselves, hold on, pause, then majority of the collective of society, of the people, would be living lives entirely different. Because I know people do things because of society, because they said this, because this is the way that it looks if you do the opposite, because everyone's doing this, because this is what you're meant to do, because this is what they taught you to do, because this is how you're meant to speak, because this is how they taught you to speak, because it's trying to fit in, trying to fit the norm, trying to cave us into this box. How could we ever fit ourselves into a box? How could we ever think that anyone else outside of us knows what we need, knows what's best for us, knows what is going to fulfill our soul, our spirit, and spark that light within us, that flame within us. Imagine if nature would try to fit in, and one bird would try to be like another, like the eagle, or if the butterflies tried to be like a dragonfly. Nature wouldn't be what nature is. Everything that is of natural creation would not be what it is if it would try to be something that it's not. A seed can't, if a seed is a raspberry seed, I don't even know if seeds have if a seed was a watermelon seed, it can't try to mold itself to be a tree, an oak tree. It can't. So why are we, whom should be intelligent enough to see this truth, that we are not meant to be and try to fit in and try to duplicate anything else outside of us? Nobody can be you. Nobody can be you, as much as even if they wanted to clone you. Damn, I don't know if I could say that or not. I hope I don't get muted. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Even if they tried to do that and duplicate you, they can't. That's why we can tell when someone has been duplicated or modified. We can feel that something's empty inside that vessel, and it cannot even, it's like a twin. Yeah, they might look similar. A lot do look very identical, but at the same time, you can feel their spirit. It's like, for example, those twins that look identical. Once you get to know them, you start to see their differences. You can obviously tell their similarities easily, but as you get to know their spirit, their core from inside, beyond this vessel, this avatar, you get to see that they are their own person, they are their own individual. And it's just so beautiful when you begin to do for you, when you begin to be for you. you begin to live a more gentler life. You begin to align yourself with decisions and choices that are in alignment with that truth. You can literally watch your whole life change. Because why? Because nothing changes until we change. And if we choose to change these choices, to be more in alignment, to be more in resonance with us and who we are, and being authentic, being our true selves, speaking what we feel we should speak with power of in peace and harmony, with love, not silence ourselves, not be afraid of saying the wrong thing, and just knowing that I'm coming from love. I'm saying this gently. I'm saying this with compassion. Then nothing could ever go wrong. And whatever does happen to be, it's because it was meant to be that way. Not because we did anything wrong, not because we said something the wrong way. It's because there's also different things that need to be shaken up within the world. So it's like, for example, having a conversation and then someone takes things the wrong way. It could just be that you sparked something within them that they were trying to hide behind the shadows, and now you pulled the curtain and say, hey, I see you. And that could be it's difficult to feel naked, like if being in a shower and then kind of like, being in a shower and then you're all talking behind the curtain thinking that nobody's hearing you. And in reality, people are hearing you. And when someone pulls that curtain and says, hey, I heard what you said, it could feel embarrassing. It could feel like you're literally exposing and making them feel bare and naked. But at the same time, that could be the exact moment that creates the shift within them that they've been asking and yearning for. And that's their opportunity to heal that pattern, to heal that emotion, to receive whatever clarity, to receive that alignment that they've been needing. And that's also something that I remind myself. That way I'm not afraid to also speak my truth and share my voice. To not be afraid of thinking that people are going to take me the wrong way. Everyone's going to take me as they're meant to take my words, my energy, the spirit that I carry. As long as I'm coming from a place of love, I'm not coming from a place of ego. I'm not coming from a place of anything else other than just, I got cut off, but that's okay. I really come from a place of just allowing myself to flow in my peace and the wisdom that I know I have, the wisdom that I myself continuously remind myself of, the advice that I give myself, and just share that with myself too, with no what do you call it when someone's trying to get something out of it? With that thing. So I just remind you to stay true to yourself and to allow yourself to just be at peace with everything that has happened, everything that is yet to happen, and all that is coming into your life already. With the knowingness that it all happened for a reason for you. Look back in peace and see the growth it gave you. See the strength it brought you. Feel the deepness that it allowed you to go within yourself. And honestly, I mean, if something broke your heart, that just shows you that you weren't numb throughout that you were being true. And that reminds us how alive we really are. And it really truly is. It's kind of like climbing a mountain. The harder and the higher that mountain is, the greater you feel when you get to the top. That's kind of like experiences like heartbreaks. That's a tough mountain to climb when you're healing, when you're trying to come back into this place of peace after this heartbreak. But once you get to the top, you really see and you feel how good it all makes you feel to know that you did it. You made it. You pushed through the difficultness. You pushed through those moments where you wanted to give up, where your body was tired, where your heart was tired, where your mind was saying no. But your spirit was guiding you, saying, yes, you're gonna make it to the top. And that little voice in your ear that keeps saying, you're almost there. You're almost there. You can do this. You can do this. You got this. It's a beautiful feeling when we pay attention to that voice that is always, 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 always there. And I cannot say it enough also that the more you pay attention to that little voice, the louder, the stronger, the more intense in an amazing, beautiful way that it gets. The more deeper you feel that connection to yourself, which is this higher power, which is this source that is living within us, living outside of us, living through everything else that we see and we do not see. Don't question why things happen. Just live in the knowingness that it's happening for you. You don't need to know why now. You don't need to know for what reason. You don't need to know any of those details. At one point or another, you will find out why. You will see the reasons behind it. I promise you. Sometimes it can be the next day. Sometimes it could be the next minute, the next hour. Other times it could be years later where it's like, whoa, I remember when that happened. Now I see it. Now, it's not smacking on your face. Now I understand why I did that in this moment, why this happened and this rearranged, why this block came in that moment years ago. It was because of this. And wow. If you stay true throughout all that time, it feels amazing. Like, I'm happy I let it go and I didn't stress over it and I accepted it, because the outcome is always beautiful. The reasons are always beautiful. The whys are always significant for you. Trust in this source. Trust in this higher power that knows what you need, that knows when you need it, that knows how you need it, that knows what needs to be done, blocked, rearranged, realigned for you. For you. We ask and we ask and we ask, and the moment we receive a shift for what we're asking for within its first stages. It's not fair for us to be like, why did this happen? We ask for it. What we ask for doesn't come in just one step. Sometimes what we ask for takes 100. And when Source, Universe, Higher Power, Creator is creating these shifts within these 100 steps it needs to make for you to receive what you're asking for, don't question it on every step. Why? Why did this happen? It's happening because you asked for it. If you ask for another glass that's filled with mango juice, but you're still filled with your cranberry, you have to go through the steps to dump out or to finish or to gift away someone your cranberry juice so that you can get your cup filled with the mango. When someone tastes your glass and starts drinking your cranberry juice, don't be mad and say why. You didn't want the cranberry juice no more. You wanted mango. So why are you upset that the universe is giving you what you asked for? I know, I see you. That's been me too, trust me, it's been me too. I feel you. And that's why I remind you now. Just trust. Release the control of having to know why things happen. That's you being controlling. That's you trying to grip in things. Take a grip, just tighten things that are meant to be loose. Release it. Allow it. Allow yourself to be taken from your feet and lifted off the ground. You want to fly? You have to get off the ground. If you get lifted off the ground and you're asking to fly, why are you going to be upset? How are you going to fly and you don't even want to leave the ground? Be upset when you're being lifted off the ground. You feel me? You feel me? That's my message to you. It's my message to me. And it's just a reminder to live in your peace, because that is your truth. Peace is our truth. Love is our truth. Living in constant guidance is our truth. Living in flow is our truth. We are water. And that's what water does. Be like water. If there's stones that are in the way, the water goes around. It makes a new path. Water doesn't stay still. It always keeps flowing. And the moment it stops flowing, it becomes stagnant and it becomes toxic. It becomes harmful. Don't harm yourself. Keep flowing. Keep going. Keep trusting. And keep reminding yourself of your truth. And I'll be here to remind you. Every moment I'm intuitively guided to do that. Much love. Much peace.